Peace, family. Welcome to part 2. And I realized, silly me, I got my microphone sitting here. I got the Pro Tools and all that. I might as well, implement it in my videos so you guys can hear me a little bit more clearer. So now I'm going to elaborate more on the first video that I showed you, okay, where I was allegedly accused of doing 100 in the 55, okay. So, nevertheless, got the ticket. The notice was to appear on or before such a date via mail or in person. Okay, now I'm still doing things in the experimental phase. All right. So we'll jump to that. I'll give you some more information later, but we'll jump to the court date for sake of time. Okay. So I got to the court, went with my witness, which for the record, you should always have 2 witnesses. Once again, I'm learning as I go. All right. So I went with 1 witness and I get into the court. They called the name, the all capital name. Okay. Now this is a whole nother video in itself, but I'm just going to break it down real quick. When they call the name that you think you are, the all caps name, so they call first name, last name, okay? That name is actually not you. The name is actually a corporational name, okay? It's an artificial person, separate from the natural person, okay? Now, when you go into court via CFR, okay, 72, all crimes are commercial. All they're doing is looking to do business with you. They're looking to get money out of you. As you know, if you've been in traffic court before, okay? Which is not really a court. It's a colorable court. That's another video in itself. All right, so boom. So I go in. They call the name. All right. Now, by me saying that I am the name that they're calling, I have now took myself as a natural man and turned myself into an artificial person. Corporations can only do business with corporations, okay? Not actual people. I know it sounds confusing, but bear with me, all right? So when they said first name, last name, okay? I simply raised my hand and I said, I'm here to hear that case. Okay? A judge says, oh, please come up. I said, well, is this court record? The judge looked at me real funny. He says, what do you mean court record? I said, for the record, I'm Andrew of the such and such family. I'm not first name, last name, okay? If you want to put it this way, I'm first name of the last name, family, okay? So I said, my name is Andrew of the blank family, okay? Once I said that, I didn't state my name to be first name, last name. Do you follow me? He looked at me funny and was like, oh, so are you not such and such? I said, I am Andrew of the blank family. You understand what I mean? Nothing more, nothing less. So he said, why don't you come up? So now, once you go up in front of the judge and you cross that gate, you're actually boarding a ship, okay? Because what they're practicing is maritime law. They're not practicing common law, okay? They're practicing the law of the sea, okay? So when you go into court, you actually think that the law that's being practiced is American law, and it is not, okay? It's not. You're being deceived, okay? So, nevertheless, before I actually went up there, I asked again. I said, is this court record? He didn't answer. He just shook his head because he already knew where I was going with this. So I said, for the record, let the record show that I'm reserving all of my rights not to be bound by any unrevealed contracts. Okay? So I went up there. Then he says, well, Andrew, you were being charged with such and such, penal code, Once again, he's trying to establish joinder between the natural man and the corporation, which I've already told him that I am not the corporation, I'm the living man. But these courts operate off of presumption and assumption, okay? They're assuming I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Also, when I went before the judge, I said to him, for the record, I'm here making a special appearance, not a general one. Because when the letter that you're getting, okay, they tell you, or the citation, that your straw man or whatever must appear. Understand that only spirits can appear. A living man cannot appear, okay? So you tell them, I am making a special appearance, not a general one. Once you appear in court, this is why I never appear in court. Once you appear in court, you have given them jurisdiction over you. You have given them power over you, okay? So when I go to court, I give them what is called a special appearance. When you make a special appearance or special visitation, you're challenging their jurisdiction. You're challenging the fact that they're not an actual court, okay? You're challenging the fact that there's no injured party. Because if you go into court, there's the judge, the plaintiff, and the defendant. The judge cannot be the plaintiff at the same time. That's a conflict of interest, okay? So I'm giving you that right there. That's a little bit more information as well. There's no verified complaint there, okay? And there's even more to it, man. That's another video in itself. I'll get into that to another time. So anyway, they're assuming I don't know what I'm talking about. I have no idea what I'm saying, you know. And what they're trying to do is use word magic and trickery and these codes that I know nothing of. All right, this is how they get us every time. And then you see the black robe, you see the bailiff, he's got a gun. You know what I mean? You see all these people, you get intimidated. All right, but what you have to realize is that they're flesh and blood just like you. Okay, and if you believe in the Creator, okay, you fear the Creator. You do not fear man, because man bleeds and breeds just like you. Okay, so anyway, he says, you know, such and such charge. So I tell him, I don't understand the charges. He said, you don't understand the charges? He said, how do you plea? I said, I don't understand the charges. So I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to plea when I don't understand these charges? Now, when you say you don't understand something and they ask you, do you understand such and such? To understand something means to stand under, to submit to, okay? You say, yes, I understand something, you have submitted to it. If you make a plea, he's going to ask you, how do you plead? If you plead guilty, not guilty, no contest, you are now demoting yourself from being a sovereign, which is a natural man who is governed under the Creator, okay, to being one who is a subject now. You're subjecting yourself to be under these courts, these colorable courts, okay? You're giving them jurisdiction and power over you. So he says, how do you plead? I said, I don't understand the charges. He said, what don't you understand? You did such and such in a 55. I said, I don't understand these charges. He said, how do you plead? I said, I don't understand them. What don't you understand? Now he's getting frustrated with me because I'm making it easy for him to steal my money, okay? So I said, I don't understand. Is this court criminal or civil? Now, he looks at me real funny. I asked him again. I said, is this court criminal or civil? This cracker looked at me and said, that does not apply. Right? So you have one colonizer looking at another colonizer. You know, this judge is looking at the next, you know, the court clerk, and the court clerk is looking at the prosecutor or whatever the case is. They don't know what the hell to say at this point. He says something to her, whispers to her. I said, is this court criminal or civil? Now, the thing is, if it's a civil court, there has to be a damaged goods or injured party. If it's a criminal court, there has to be damaged goods and an injured party. All right? For it to be criminal. When you get these citations and these tickets, okay, in my case, okay, on the ticket, it said Cortland Criminal Court. Go back on the video. You'll see what it says if you think I'm making it up. He says Cortland Criminal Court. It's a criminal violation, okay? So they take a traffic ticket and they turn it into something that's criminal and a heinous crime. So now, once again, I asked them, is this criminal or is it civil? Okay? Because if it's criminal, there has to be a verified complaint. Now, he gonna look at me and tell me it doesn't apply. Because he knows if he says criminal, they don't have a verified complaint. So I say, is this court criminal or civil? Because if it is, I would like to see the verified complaint filed by the city attorney under penalty of perjury that there is a crime that I committed. He didn't say anything. He turned, he whispered again something to the court clerk. The court clerk gives me this real dirty look like she wants to lynch me. So then he turns, looks at me again. That does not apply. I said, does not apply. So what kind of court is this? What kind of court is this? Right? He don't want to answer any of my questions, okay? He ignores all of my questions that I've asked him thus far. And so, nevertheless, he ignores what I'm saying to him, all right? And then he goes, he says, I'll tell you what. What we're going to do is we're going to schedule another date. We're going to adjourn this to another date, okay? And we're going to have the cop come in, and you can cross-examine the cop. I said, no, I don't want to cross-examine no cop. I object to that. He said, no, we're going to bring it in. I said, no. For the record, I would like to see a genuine charge and accusatory instrument so I can resolve the matter now. Oh, we can't resolve the matter now. I said, well, I'm not going to be wasting my time coming here. I want to resolve the matter now. Respectfully. Oh, we can't resolve it now. We're going to adjourn this for another date. So he starts getting the pen down. He starts getting ready to write something down. And I say, for the record, if you invite me here again, okay, without a verified complaint, you, sir, the judge, the prosecutor, all the officers of the court, including the clerk, may be brought up on criminal charges. Good day. Packed up my papers. I turned around and I walked out. The whole court was in silence. Nothing happened. They didn't say nothing to me. I walked right out. Okay? This is to show you the power of knowledge that the Creator has blessed me with and that I'm here to bless you with. Understand this. So I walk out. 3 or 4 months go by, right? I heard nothing from them. Okay? So I'm thinking to myself naturally, case dismissed, right? But thinking is not known, people. Okay? So, a lot of people are disbelievers. They say, oh, yeah, you're not going to get away with that, and it doesn't work like that. It's not that easy. Does that process sound easy, what I said to you? Does it sound like it was easy? Huh? Does it sound easy to you, non-believers? Oh, ye of little faith? Okay. 4 months go by. I get a letter in the mail. Or the straw man, the all caps fiction, gets a letter in the mail, and they tell me, you are to appear for a trial. All parties must be present. Okay? They put the cop's name. Okay? Officer Melendez, state trooper, by the way. Okay? Put his name there. They put the straw man's name in all caps there. Okay? That they're trying to establish joinder with still. Even though I told them I'm the living man and I'm not corporate fiction. Okay? Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look all these things up. You know what I mean? Look into Jordan Maxwell. Look into Victor Vajabadian. Look into the brother Polight. Look into the brother Tazadak. Look into these things. Instead of being on YouTube, looking up who was dating who and who was doing this and traveling here and there and what reality show is, educate yourself and stop wasting time. Okay? Because you thinking Trump is, he's going to enact martial law. We're already under martial law. We're already under it. We in it already. All you can learn how to do is live amongst it and fight it. Okay? So anyway, I go into the court. Long story short. When I go into the court, they ask, are you blank, blank, first name, last name? Once again, the same crap. I say, no, I'm Andrew of the such and such family. Are you not first name, last name? I'm looking at this cracker like, yo, they don't stop. They just don't stop. So I said, I am Andrew of the such and such family. Nothing more, nothing less. That's it. He looks at me funny. He stares at me. Look me in the eye, stare at me. I look him right back in the eye, all right? Not trying to intimidate anybody, but I see that he's trying to provoke some kind of intimidation into me. It's not working because I only fear the Most High. So, anyway, he calls about a whole bunch of other cases. Oh, by the way, before you go to court, you want to file the proper paperwork. I filed affidavits and I filed acceptance of oaths and constitutions, because when these judges and these prosecutors and these court clerks go up onto these stands and whatever the case is to administer their so-called law, they take oaths, okay, to uphold the Constitution, all right? So I sent them their acceptance of their oath and constitution and waiver of tort. Look all these things up. The waiver of tort is enforceable by law. If they trespass against my rights, I can put a lien on their property. And the first thing I do is I give them notice that if you don't do your job correctly, I will lien on you. Okay? Understand this. So I also put all that through. I put it via affidavit. And the affidavit stands. Unless the affidavit is rebutted, which I gave them 30 days to rebut the affidavit. In the affidavit, I put a whole bunch of things like, is this a maritime admiralty court or is this a common law court? The last time I was in your court, I specifically told you that you need to have a verified complaint, which you failed to present. Furthermore, you invited me here again on a fraudulent claim, because in the letter that they sent, they said that my plea of not guilty was received when I never entered a plea of not guilty in the first place. And I specifically put in the affidavit, remember, they have to rebut this. Did you or did you not enter a plea without my consent? They didn't respond to it, okay? So all these things I could go over with you, but I don't want to lose you too much because I know people don't have the patience, attention spans, and whatever. And I'm not trying to insult anybody here. I'm just keeping it real, okay? So, anyway, he comes, he does a whole bunch of cases. He takes a recess, comes back, all right? Then he calls the straw man name, first name, last name. Before I even say anything, you understand what I'm saying? Before I say anything, you know what the man says? By the grace of the Most High? In the case of such and such, the cop didn't show up, ticket dismissed. Plain and simple. He just dismissed the ticket. But my thing is, why the hell would you invite me back here just to waste my time and dismiss the ticket? You know? It's these games they play. But nevertheless, the cop didn't show up. The ticket got dismissed. And this can happen not only to me, but it can happen to you. It can happen to anybody. Okay? So you have to understand how to fight these things. Don't be afraid. Study. Don't give off your whole salary that you made in a week in 5 seconds because you're afraid of a cop with a gun and somebody in a black robe. Okay? They take something that's a simple traffic violation and they make it a criminal offense. Come on, man. Use your head. Use your mind. And fight for your rights. Alright? That's all I gotta say now. Peace. Shalom. Share the video. If you like the video, like it. You know what I mean? If you don't, shalom. Have a nice day. Take the blue pill and go right back to sleep. I already took the red pill. It's too late. All right? And I advise you take it too. But use with discretion, and share. Enlighten others. All right? Peace.